Hello there and welcome. This is Isoriano with Hermes Landscaping, here today to talk about the landscape establishment process and why it's so important. I'm standing here in front of the root ball of a 4-inch maple tree, and I wanted to show this root ball because if you see the depth of that root ball, it's about 32 inches deep. And what that means is when we put this tree in a hole in the ground, we've got to get water during the establishment process, get water all the way down to the bottom of that root ball, because this tree is very dependent on the moisture condition from the top of the root ball to the bottom. That's why I use this probe. Once this tree is planted, the first year of this tree's life, after being transplanted, we're going to want to probe down alongside this root ball to find out what the moisture condition is down here at the bottom of that root ball. Because if we just put down the water that a lawn irrigation system puts down, it only puts down 1 inch a week. That means we're only watering the top inch of the root ball. This tree needs a deep root watering once a week the first year, which means that it either has to have 20 to 30 gallons put on top of that root ball to penetrate in, or put a drip irrigation system on it and run it a couple hours until we have about 20 to 30 gallons that have saturated all the way down to the bottom of the root ball. So this is just an illustration of what the root ball looks like on these larger trees, give you an idea of how much watering it's going to take to keep this thing watered that first year. And that's once a week. We like to put about 25 to 30 gallons of water on this root ball on top, and make sure there's a little bit of a mulch ringer on the top, and we want to have a little bit of a raised earth dam around this tree to kind of hold that moisture on top of that root ball so it soaks in. So this is a good example of a large tree. Needs to really be watched every week for the first year, and that is what we call it's part of what we call the landscape establishment process, to come out and investigate and probe and check the moisture condition of this entire root zone on this tree. So this is Isoriano with Hermes Landscaping, just talking about landscape establishment and how important it is for the first year of this tree's life after being transplanted. Thanks again.